Hey everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Let me get us pulled up over here. I'm going to share us into the Crafter on the Clock group, and we will get going. We will get this show a rolling. All right, so we are shared in. Okay, so let me tilt this down a little more. It's kind of high. Okay, there we go. So tonight what I have for you is I have a brand new kit, and there's a little story behind this kit. So we had our grandkids this weekend, if y'all saw that. Um, and little Miss Ava called me out. My tiered tray is still summer. Okay. And little Miss Ava called me out and said, Grandma, it's not summer anymore. Why do you still have a summer tiered tray? And I said, well, I haven't pulled my fall stuff out of storage, so I guess I will go ahead and just design a new fall tiered tray set. Hello, Luann. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Dawn. Welcome. Come on in. So I designed this little fall tiered tray kit. So we have this adorable little gnome. I'm going to hold it up. It's in many pieces, so you're not going to see it much right there. So we have the little gnome. We have this little, like, crate, I guess you would call it, of pumpkins. I can't hold this up too well. There's pumpkins up here, and then this is a crate, and this is 25 cents. Then we have this cute little hang tag that says gather, and it's got a little pumpkin on it. Okay. And then we just have this cute little round. It's got some shiplap on it. Okay. So that's what we have. So, all right. When everybody gets here, make sure you're saying hello and that you're commenting, because we do Happy Mail around here. So as we 13th-ish of the month, I haven't done it yet for this month. I will. I was going to try to do it tonight, but I don't have my list. Mom sent it to me and I can't find it. So I'm going to have to ask her to send it again. But before we get started, I did want to show you, I received Happy Mail from Miss Tracy Dorio. She is one of my subscription group girls. She is one of my faithful followers and customers. So I want to show you what she sent me. All right, so first she sent me, well, let's do these first, and then we can move the box. We got a couple of these little mini cutting boards that are great surfaces, especially for tiered trays. These would be great for the tiered tray. So let's set this aside. So we got those. Let me put those back in there. And then she sent me a plethora of napkins. So y'all are going to get some of these. She sent me, like, looks like she just took out a couple and sent me the rest of the packs. So these will be going out in Happy Mail. All right, that is gorgeous. Look at that. Sunflower, it's very pretty. And there's, I don't know, 8 or 10 of those. And then look at this pumpkin one. Isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. And there's, like I said, another 8 or 10 of those. Ooh, this one's really pretty too. Look how pretty that is. It's got a little bird in it. My finger's over the bird. Did you guys see the little bird up there? Look how pretty that is. Right? Hello, Miss Mary. And then we have these flowers and butterflies. Look how pretty. I love the colors. They're so bright and vibrant on that one. Oh my goodness. And would you look at this? We have, who's my Highland Cow fans? Look at that guy. How cute is that? We've got lots of them. Ooh, this is pretty. Look at that one. That is perfect for seascape areas, the beach. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that hummingbird cute? And then these. Look how pretty. Okay, so I think we're going to use one. I think we're going to actually use this one on the hang tag, because I think this one would be too dark and you wouldn't be able to see the words, but I love it. They're all very pretty. Thank you so much, Miss Tracy. I appreciate it so much. And I will be sharing these with all of my followers. So make sure you're commenting, because we draw the names and then I send out. Usually it's something from our wood kits, and then also I send craft supplies. And a lot of times we send napkins and we send all kinds of things. So you want to be commenting. I don't know where she got them, but aren't they absolutely gorgeous? Right? Yes, Mary, they are right up your alley. There's Miss Tracy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Tracy. All right, so let's go ahead and get our backers started because we want to get those done first. So let's start with this guy. We're going to paint this one white. Actually, I think we're going to paint this one white as well because we're going to put the napkin on this one. We don't want it to be too washed out. All right, so let's start. Now I'm just going to pull these off because these were ones I had used from previous time, but we can just reuse. It's fine. Let me grab some more sponges though. I've got more right here. Okay, so we're going to paint this guy white and this guy white. We're going to paint both sides of this because we're going to make a hang tag with it. So I am going to go ahead and paint both sides. So how is everybody doing? How is everybody that's in the line of, is it Helen, the latest hurricane? How are you all preparing, and are you okay and got all the things in place for a hurricane? Again, it's going to be a near miss for my daughter, thank goodness, because she's in Alabama, and that makes me very nervous. She's in the Gulf Shores area of Alabama, so Mama worries about her being down there. Us Northerners aren't used to those hurricanes. I know y'all are, it's kind of like old hat to you all, but I don't like them. I don't like that my little girl's in harm's way. I don't like how this is leaving so many streaks on this. So let's see if we can, I think I've got too much paint. So if we paint this guy, that might help us out. So this kit is on my website. It's $20 shipped to your door. You get all 4 of these designs with it. Okay, that's better. We're getting rid of some of those. We're kind of losing the shiplap, but we can bring it back. We can bring it back. All we need to do is take our skewers and go over it. Go over the lines. Yes, Bonnie, prayers for all in the way of the storm. Oh, good, Tracy. So you're just going to get some rain and wind. Yeah, that's, my daughter said she might get, because she's on the west side of the storm. So she's saying that they're going to get, they're calling for them to get a little bit of rain and some very light winds, like 30-mile-an-hour winds. So, you know, compared to hurricane strength, that's very light. So that made Mama feel a little better after I talked to her today about that. So, because I'm not digging that. I don't know how y'all deal with all that. I would be a nervous wreck because I'm a worrier for one. And then when you add days and days and days and days of leading up to, I would be a mess. Coming from the west side is the worst part. Don't tell me that, Tracy. She was trying to assure me that it was the best part. I don't want to know that. I don't know these things. So, yeah, that's a bummer. All right, let me dry this. Get some of my cord. There we go. Mom is doing names, so make sure you are commenting at a chance at Happy Meal. She will be drawing names. Now see, I'm going to hold this up. See when you do the lines with the skewer? Those shiplap lines just pop right back in. So it's really easy to make them come back. Even 70-mile-an-hour winds aren't bad, Tracy? It seems bad to me. Great. So now we're going to paint the other side of this. I want to paint this. Probably put the napkin on this side because this side is the side that, is darker from the laser. So this side would be the good side to do the napkin on. So I think that's what we're going to do because I like to cover some of that up. And especially since this could be used either direction. We're going to go back and do a second coat on this as well. Okay, the Cat 4-5 that we worry about. Okay. And I think this one they're predicting at least a 3 is what I'm hearing. So I pray for everybody that it doesn't get even that bad or worse. Because that would be bad. The computer's coming out on me here. Let's do my lines. Let's do my lines here quick before it dries. You gotta clean your lines out before they dry. Okay, I can't do it this. I gotta concentrate. I can't do it one-handed. And Cooper's out there barking about something. What is happening here? You know what? This thing's got something on the end of it. Let's use the Dollar Tree little doohickey. I love this thing. I use it all the time for all kinds of things. If you haven't invested in one, get one. They're $1.25 now at the Dollar Tree. And I use mine all the time. I use it a lot to clean out lines, just like this. I do this all the time. And then as you'll see later when we're getting ready to put these all together. Okay, so now you can see my shiplap lines are back. You see that? Okay. Let's get this dry. This flooding that you worry about. I can't even imagine. I think this guy's dry except the edges. The edges are wet. I think we're going to give the backside another coat of paint too. And then we'll be ready to start Mod Podging this guy. So let's give him another quick little bit. Yeah, and this, my Bonnie, this one's, literally $1.25. So, I mean, you can't beat the price. And I use it all the time. It's a great tool. Fantastic tool. So we have a big festival in our town every year. It's called Fall Festival. I live in a tiny, tiny little town. We don't even have a stoplight anymore. We had a stoplight, and then a semi went through and took it out, and they never replaced it. They did a study and to see if it, a feasibility study or something, to see if it was needed, and they determined it was not needed, that there wasn't enough traffic to warrant a stoplight. And always use mine for your cutouts to remove the paper backing. Exactly. You're going to see that here in just a minute. Because we are going to use that. Now, today I don't have to rush. I have a full hour today. All of the segments this week are for an hour. So we don't have to rush. Oh, thank you, Tracy. You are so sweet. Okay. So we have that dry. We have the back sides painted well. The front side we don't really care about because we're going to put a napkin over. Just going to move that aside. And we are going to, I'm going to get some of this paint off my hands before I mess up my napkin. I don't know about you, but I am a very messy painter. I always end up with, I think, almost as much paint on me as the project. How about you? Are you guys messy? And I wasn't live last week, so I'm not sure if I told you guys. I went back and got my approval for from the doctor, that is, for my second surgery for my vocal cord, for the more permanent one. They've approved it, and it's going to be the day before Thanksgiving. I'm having that done. So I'm excited about that that's going to be taken care of. So hopefully then my voice will be pretty decent for a while. I mean, this isn't the reason we do it. We're doing it for health reasons, but the added benefit is the voice. All right, so we're going to separate our napkin here. And we're going to use this side as well. Because I'm sure there's another layer. Yep, there it is. There's usually 3. Sometimes there's only 2, but there's usually 3. So we're going to go ahead and separate that all out. All right. I'm going to move this because I don't need a bunch of paint on that. We have our Mod Podge right here. Let's see if I've got a little brush we can use. Let's use this guy. And I'm just going to brush on my Mod Podge. Now, you could dry this completely if you don't like wrinkles. You can dry this completely and then put a piece of parchment paper. Well, lay your napkin down then after it's completely dry. And then add parchment paper over the top. And then you can use your iron and iron that on, and you won't have any wrinkles. I personally kind of like the wrinkles because I like that whole vintagey vibe. So I am going to go ahead and just put it on. I don't think I really care where it goes on here. I just don't want to use a ton of the napkin if I don't have to. So we're just going to layer down. Actually, I might even do this on both sides now that I think about it. I might. We might go ahead and just do that. I'm going to go ahead and dry this side. Yeah, is it Aja? Welcome, welcome. Oh no, you're still on light duty, Tracy. That's a bummer. So you're not doing so well yet, huh? All right, so I'm just taking my little gator here and we're going to sand off these edges. Okay, so we have that part done. But I think we are going to go ahead and do it on the back as well. So we're going to go ahead and do our Mod Podge again. Now we should go in after we get these on and seal them, which we will do. Once we get it all on, I'll seal them. We'll have to seal both sides. All right. Let's just pull this part off so it's out of the way. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, but okay. And it stuck to me because I have Mod Podge on my fingers. I'm just going to lay this down again. Now, when you're smoothing this out with your fingers, you do need to be a little bit careful because you can tear it very easily. Oh, Tracy, a CT scan. Not fun. I'm so sorry. This has been almost a year for you, hasn't it? Didn't you have surgery in December? It was a long time to be hurting, girl. No, you can't. You can't iron shells, Bonnie. Ugh, yeah, that's not fun either, Mary. Mary said they've had dreary weather and playing with her sinuses. That is not fun. All right, so I'm just going through here with the hole and opening up my hole. Now I am going to go ahead and Mod Podge the top. Now to do the top, I don't like to put it on the napkin itself and spread it. I like to put it on a paintbrush to spread because I'm always worried that it's going to tear my napkin. So when you're doing it this way, you really want to make sure your edges are down good. So I always go around the edges, make sure we have our edges well covered. And what this is going to do is it's going to prevent any damage from happening to the napkin after this dries. And it will dry clear. It looks a little milky in the beginning, but it will dry clear. Okay, so I've got that part done. We're going to go ahead and dry that side, and then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing. Oh, wow. I think it was from PT when they had me pull backwards and forward. 20 pounds on a plate. Oh, gosh. I'm telling you, PT is, it's good, but it's bad. I mean, it's like there's a fine line, and you hope that you get a good physical therapist. I will have to say mine were great after surgery. Before surgery, he kept hurting me. I mean, it was making it worse, not better. I kept telling him, no, that hurts. And he's like, well, we got to do it. And I swear it made it worse. That's after 4 visits. I said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And I was going to do a self-pay MRI because insurance wouldn't pay for it until I did more physical therapy. But when I said, no, I'm not doing this anymore, it's hurting worse now than it was prior to physical therapy. then they finally let me get the MRI. Oh yeah, that would be a great idea, Miss Bonnie. Okay, so we've got our hang tag about done. I think it's pretty dry. Teeny bit tacky, but that's okay, it'll dry. All right, so as you can see, we have this beautiful napkin on this. We're going to put our little pumpkin and our word gather. I think I'm going to paint that black so it stands out, or maybe a real dark brown so it stands out on this, because it's going to get lost in that pattern. So we're going to have to paint that dark. I'm just going to stand that up so it doesn't get anything on it. All right, so now on to our pumpkin and our crates. So I think what I'm going to do for the crate is I am going to just do a stain on the crate itself and on the pieces that go with it. So we have these two sides that are going to go right there. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to use my Waverly Antique Wax, because it's got all these little notches cut into it, and all that's going to do is give it a lot of extra dimension with those. So we're going to go ahead. Yep, baby wipe out here. I'm just going to dip it in there, and we're just going to rub this over. And I'm going to be somewhat careful because I don't want to get it on the pumpkins. And then we're going to paint the pumpkins different. But I am going to stain this with this Antique Waverly wax. And we'll do our two little side pieces as well with that. All right, and I'll show you what it looks like. You can really kind of see those. Looks very wood-like. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing on this guy. And on this one. Okay, so you can see all those extra little grooves that are cut in there. That gives us that wood green. All right, so we are done with that. And I don't think we're going to put that on anything else, so we can get rid of this. All right, moving on. So now I'm going to paint our pumpkins. I'm going to paint it with this burnt orange. I love this color. If I can get this open. And we're just going to use a little brush because we don't need a big one here. And I'm going to come in here close to our line. And do this first. And these also have score lines on them, so you could do them all separate. I think what I'm going to do is take a paint pen and outline them where the score lines are. Okay, so we got that painted. Set that aside. Let's try this up, and we're going to get our paint pens out. We can find them. And do we have a good color? Yes, we've got a good brown. So let me use a brown one. I love this orange. This is my favorite orange. I'm not a big bright orange Halloween girl. I like the more burnt orange colors. Yes, Karen, I will. I do not have a booth, but I will be. I'm actually manning it Friday for Unvaulted. They're in the big commercial tent this year. All right, so these are Sharpie. They're supposed to be paint pens, but they don't really say paint pens. They're just markers, I think. But one end is wider than the other. Which one do I want to use? I think we're going to do this one. Let's try. Yeah, I think that's going to work. This is just putting those lines in our pumpkin, and I'm just following the score lines. And it's going to separate our pumpkins. And then this is the stem. I'll show you this first one here. It's subtle, but it's just enough, okay? We don't want it really dark. I don't want it really dark. I mean, you can do whatever you like if you purchase this kit, but I do not want it super dark. It's going to separate our pumpkin so it's not just an orange blob here on the top. My computer keeps timing out. Karen has been a winner before. And Karen just got an entry. Happy now. So I'm not sure if you guys heard me when I first came on. If you weren't on like right in the first minute, you may have missed this. But so my granddaughter, who's 6, soon to be 7, but she's 6, called me out for having a summer tiered tray still. So that's why we're doing this tonight. Because, you know, Ava called me out and said, Grandma, why do you still have summer on your tiered tray? Well, Ava, because Grandma hasn't gotten around to changing it yet. So decided, well, I don't want what I had last year, so let's make something new. So we have a new kit. Leave it to a 6-year-old to say, Grandma, get with it. Okay. So there are our pumpkins. I think that just did what it needed to do, gave it that extra little something. All right, so where did I put my little pick? What did I do with it? Here it is. So remember how I said when we go to put this together? So all of our kits have sticky back on them. So basically you have a wood sticker. We're just going to line this guy up and put him together. And once you press it down, you're not getting it apart. Okay, so there is our little pumpkin crate. How cute is that? I think that's adorable. Okay, so we've got that piece done. Getting around to putting summer away and getting fall out. Me too, and I've only done the things that I've crafted. I haven't done anything else. All right, so now we have to decide. think we're going to paint all of these guys. Normally I would do this with a sponge, but since I have the paintbrush out, we're going to just go ahead and paint them. We have all of these little pumpkins that we need to paint. And get these dry so we can do okay, that's those. So we'll set those aside. Don't know what I want my words yet. I want these to be a green. I want this celery green. I love this celery green. This is one of my favorite colors. I don't know if I'm done with this brush, so that's why I haven't put it away yet. We're going to use that. And I'm going to use a sponge. And we're going to do a celery green on this. This goes on our round on the shiplap piece. So this is going to go on white. So I think this will be pretty. Now this is kind of a farmhousey kit. So I am going to do black and white on some of it. So like the frame that's going to go around that white shiplap is going to be black. Okay, so we're going to set those aside. And this is going to be black, and I have to decide on the words. What do we want the words to be? I don't know if we're done with the green yet, so we're going to use a different sponge. Thanks, Bonnie. I think our pumpkin is pretty cute, too. Our pumpkin crate. Well, thought there was some in here. I have to go get the other one. There we go. I don't think we need much, so I'm just going to set it there. All right, so we're just going to do this one up real quick. You finished your gnome round with a bow. Good. Yes, we, on our subscription kit, we have, I send you everything you need, and we get together once a month, and we put our kits together on a Zoom, so we can all talk and see each other and chit-chat, and it's just a lot of fun. Okay, so we have that put together. Set that aside. What color should we do our words? So we've got, the pumpkin's going to be orange in the middle. We've got the celery green little flourishes. What color should we do our words for our shiplap sign? What do you guys think? Debating between brown or black. I mean black. I think I'm going to go black, actually. And I think I'm going to go black on this one as well. Probably this. This is the little piece that goes over our tag. I think we're going to do black. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all down. And I have to paint the 25 cents for the pumpkin crate as well. And we've got about 20 minutes left. So we're doing okay on time. All right, so we're going to do these all black. But I think we're going to do the pumpkin crate ones because that's kind of dark. That's pretty dark. So I think we're going to do the numbers on that for white. Put it together and see. Well, if I put it together, oh, you mean after, okay, I see what you mean. You meant the other pieces. Well, they're black now. We're going black. Okay, so those are all black. We have to do our gnome yet, and we got to do our 25 cents. put those on a piece of tape. There it is. Ooh, numbers in orange. Good call. I think we're going to do that. Good call. Good call, Bonnie. That was Bonnie, right? Yep, Bonnie. Good call. Okay. Yep, that works. Very good call, Bonnie. Thank you. I wasn't thinking of that. All right, let's move this aside for right now. Let's dry these all up. And we'll put them all together. All right, this should be dry enough. Yep, I like that. Like I said, all of our pieces, they do have the sticky back, so you virtually have a wood sticker. There's no gluing, no oozing of glue, no trying to hot glue little itty bitty pieces, none of that with my kids. So there we go. There's that one. Look how cute our little pumpkin crate is. I like that. Okay, let's put this guy together next. Okay, so we have that part done now. Yeah, I got a bunch of white on there. All I'm going to do, I'll do that when I get done with it because I don't want to get it all over my hands. I'll just go around it with the black or a dark brown and clean that up because I don't like how that looks. All right, so then these go here. Now this one screams farmhouse to me with the black and white. And then we need to put our brown on our pumpkin. I'm not going to put that on quite yet. I'm going to put it there just so I keep my spacing right. I always suggest that you put your pieces on before you start peeling because once you get these on, the sticky, it's not going anywhere. You're not going to be able to pull it up and change the position. So I always suggest that you lay it out first and then take it up one piece at a time and put it together. Yes, the 3M is fantastic. Yeah, there's no removing them once they're placed. They're stuck. You can get them off, but you will break both pieces. You will break both the backer board and the piece that you're taking off. It's not movable. This stuff is super expensive, but it's worth its weight in gold. Okay. Let's get rid of these. We're going to put our brown on our pumpkin. Hey, Jeanette. Oops, I got the wrong end here. Need this end. Now, of course, if you've got a really steady hand, you could do this with paint. I do not, so that's why I'm using the paint marker. Or just a regular marker. I don't know. It said it was a paint marker, but they don't say it on here. It says it's a creative marker. I don't know what that means. Okay, so our pumpkin is done. All right, so now I'm going to take that sponge and I'm just going to go around the edge here and clean that up. It's not going to cover it completely, but it certainly is going to help it out. It's not going to be so obvious. Ooh, I just about got it on the front. That would have been bad. So this is just a little trick if you, I just did it, Kathy. If you do get sloppy, you can always clean it up with this. Just don't get it on your, it's got a teeny spot on my green. There. Okay. So there's that. Look how cute that is. And see, I cleaned up my edges so you don't have all that white over it anymore. So we're just going to set this aside since the edges are wet with that black paint. Okay, so let's bring this guy back over. This was our little hang tag that we're going to make into a hang tag. Let's do this pumpkin real quick. What are we doing on time? Okay, we still have 13 minutes. We are doing good. This guy might get kind of lost with the napkin, but up close you'll be able to see him. And I think it's cute, so we're leaving it. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, no hot glue is necessary with my kids. I do not do glue. Whoops, I forgot. We got this last little piece to put on here. There is just a couple of times that you've needed glue with my kids, and it's just because of the way they're designed. You can't. How cute. We're going to make this into a tassel. All right, so all we've got left is our little gnome guy. Let's bring him over and let's get him done real quick. All right. So we got it that. See, I knew I wasn't quite done with that white. Is that white or is that Mod Podge? I don't know. I think it's white. It's white. Okay. I just got myself nervous. We're going to paint his beard. We're going to set that aside. I think we're going to paint, let's paint his body down here. Let's do that in this green. I really like that green, so let's use that again. Let's turn this around. Thanks, Karen. So not much of this is going to show, but I'm not sure where it starts and stops, so we are going to just paint the whole thing. I'm going to paint it this sage green. know the hat's not going to get covered, so we don't need to do that. Although I think I'm going to paint the hat, and then we'll do the polka dots in the green and the orange. There are polka dot marks etched in, but you don't have to follow those. You can certainly do your own design. Okay. Let's dry these real quick. Okay, so now I'm going to use a skewer in the orange paint to do my polka dots. I'm going to have to put a little more orange paint out. And I am just going to put them where the score lines are. And this is the perfect size for that, so you don't have to worry about trying to paint those tiny little dots that are scored in. Just use the end of a skewer and you're all set, or even a small paintbrush. That would work as well. Okay. So there's our polka dots. Perfect. Let's wipe this off. Okay, we got to do our pumpkin hand, or pumpkin. So we're going to do this, but we're going to be careful around his little hands. My paintbrush just fell apart. Well, we're just going to set that aside. We're going to hot glue that back together later. Let's just grab another one, another little one here. Okay, we got that one painted. I think we are done with the orange now, so we can put that away. Do I have my flesh tone over here? I do. We have to paint his nose and his hands in the flesh tone. Let's find a good brush for that. Computer's timing out again. Oh, I do too. I like that green and orange together. I'm not a big fan of green or orange, but I like these two shades. Okay. All right, this is his nose. All right, let's give his beard one more coat. All right. And I think we are painted. Dry all this up. We got to put our lines on our pumpkin. We have 6 minutes. We are good. We are almost done. All right, let's start putting this guy together. Now I've got to be somewhat careful with these polka dots because they're not dry yet. You know, they're a little heavier paint, so it takes a little longer. So I need to be somewhat careful with those. Okay. I don't think that's dry enough yet. The green and orange in your house in the 70s? Yes, it is very 70s. It is a very 70s. Avocado green and, well, it was that harvest gold is what I'm thinking of. Okay, and we're just going to put this on like so. And then his little nose goes right there. There. Let's do our brown on this. And I think we're done. Well, we'd have to turn our hang tag, make a tassel for it, which I don't think we'll have time to do, but okay. And then this little guy just goes right here in front. Okay, so there's our little gnome. How cute is he? So we have our gnome. We have our little shiplap piece. We have our pumpkin crate. And now we're going to do our little tassel. We have time. Ooh, we have 3 minutes. I don't think I can get it done that quick. Okay, so let's see. We'll give it a go. Let's go about that long, I think. Yeah, all right. I'm trying to decide which way I want to do this. Let's do this. Let's make the tassel first. I just like to do them around my hand. You know, ever so many loops, whatever you want, however full you want to make it. Then we're going to cut it off. I'm going to cut all of the pieces. And I'm going to tie this, and then we're going to wrap it around. Two minutes left. Now you could put beads on this. I'm not going to, just because of time, because we don't really have time to do that. So then I'm going to wrap it around. So we have a tassel. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie it to one of the pieces so it holds that together. Oh shoot, I didn't put my thing through there. I might have to do this again because I didn't do it right. Now this will work. This is fine. Trim that off. Now we're going to put this through. you get the idea. My time is up and I'm going to have to fuss with this, but you get the idea for my little hang tag here. Now probably I'm going to go ahead and put some beads on it because I don't like how it looks that way. So we're going to put some beads on this and I will post a picture on the tiered tray all set up. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging with me tonight. If you're interested in the kit, all you need to do is click on the link. I think Mom shared it. It's also up above. So we have these 4 pieces. We have this, and whoops, and our hang tag that I'm still making my tassel for, but you get the idea. All right, everyone, you guys have a fabulous night, and I will see you soon. Thanks so much.